When you look at these vast, arid landscapes from ancient Persia, you have to wonder, how on earth did great empires not just survive here, but actually thrive? It feels impossible. There are no rivers, just endless sun-scorched earth. But the secret to their success wasn't on the surface. Nope, it was buried deep beneath it, in a hidden network that totally redefined what was possible.
And this lifeline? It wasn't some natural underground river they just got lucky and found. It was an absolute marvel of engineering, a testament to human ingenuity going back 3,000 years. This was a system built entirely by hand, designed for one purpose: to conquer the desert.
So that's really the big question we're tackling. You gotta forget pumps, electricity, all that heavy machinery we rely on. How did they move massive amounts of water for miles, create these lush gardens, and build spectacular cities with nothing but gravity and hand tools? Well, the answer is as brilliant as it is, in hindsight, simple. To really understand what they pulled off, we need to do a kind of technical autopsy on this ancient technology. We're gonna break down the science behind this incredible system, known as the qanats. Okay, so the core concept here is just ingenious. A qanat is basically an artificial spring. Instead of waiting for water to bubble up to the surface, ancient engineers went straight to the water source, sometimes hundreds of meters underground, and just gave it a path to follow, all powered by the natural slope of the land.
The whole process started with these incredibly skilled workers, the muqanis. First, they'd find a water source, usually at the foot of a mountain. They'd dig a super deep mother well, and then began the painstaking job of digging a gently sloping tunnel all the way back to their village. To do this, they dug a series of vertical shafts you see here, which let them haul out dirt and get fresh air. The water would then flow for miles, completely protected from that brutal desert heat and, crucially, from evaporation.
But here's where the real genius was: the engineering precision. The slope of that tunnel was everything. Make it too steep, and the water would flow so fast it would just chew away at the walls until the whole thing collapsed. But if you made it too gentle, the water would just pool up and stagnate, becoming useless. The margin for error was tiny, and they had to nail it over miles and miles, using what were basically ancient spirit levels and string. Just incredible. And this level of engineering, this wasn't just about digging a ditch to get some water. This was foundational technology. The qanat system was the invisible infrastructure that literally allowed entire empires to rise right out of the dust. Just think about Persepolis for a second, the spectacular capital of the Persian Empire. It was built on a hot, dusty plain. There's no way its opulent palaces and legendary gardens would have been possible without qanats channeling cool, fresh water down from the mountains. The empire literally ran on water flowing through these hidden tunnels. And the scale of this whole thing is, well, it's just staggering. At their peak, it's estimated that the total length of all of Iran's qanat systems was about 360,000 kilometers.
Yeah, let that sink in for a minute. A network of tunnels all dug by hand, long enough to wrap around the entire planet, almost 9 times. All of it built without a single machine. It's just a mind-blowing testament to centuries of teamwork and passed down knowledge.
And they used this water in some unbelievably clever ways. Sure, it was for irrigation and drinking, that's the obvious part, but they also built it right into their architecture. By combining a qanat with a wind catcher, they created a completely natural air conditioner, pulling cool, moist air from the tunnel up into their homes. They even built these amazing refrigerators called yakchals that used the cool qanat water to keep ice frozen right in the middle of a desert summer. Now, an idea this powerful, it was never going to stay in one place. The qanat was a piece of replicable technology, and as empires rose and trade routes expanded, it spread right across the known world. You can literally trace the path of history by following the spread of qanats. The Persians brought it to Egypt. Later on, Arab conquests carried the tech across North Africa and into Spain. And from there, the Spanish brought it all the way to the New World. It's this amazing story of how a brilliant idea travels over thousands of years. And of course, as the technology spread, each culture made it their own, giving it a new name. In North Africa, it's called a fogara. In Oman, a falaj. In Spain, it's a galeria. And over in China, it's a kariz. The name changes, but that fundamental, brilliant engineering principle stays exactly the same. But the legacy of the qanat goes way beyond just its practical uses. This technology didn't just shape the physical world, it shaped the very idea of heaven on earth.
What started out as a really clever solution to a water problem, well, it evolved into something deeply cultural and spiritual. That water from the qanats made the impossible possible, a lush, vibrant, living oasis right in the middle of a barren wasteland.
And this is where it gets really fascinating. The Persians created these beautiful walled gardens, or paradida, all irrigated by these hidden water channels. This vision of a perfect, enclosed, life-giving space in such a harsh world was so powerful that the term paradida is the direct root of our modern word paradise.
These gardens were just earthly representations of a heavenly ideal. They were meticulously designed, often with 4 sections, to reflect Zoroastrian elements, creating these spaces of beauty, peace, and spiritual renewal. All of it made possible by an invisible, underground stream of water, engineered with absolute precision.
So, in the end, the qanat isn't just some historical curiosity. It's an incredibly sophisticated piece of sustainable technology that honestly holds some powerful lessons for our own water-scarce world. I mean, just look at this comparison. On one hand, you've got the qanat system. It's powered by gravity, so it needs zero energy and it prevents evaporation. It's also self-regulating. It physically can't drain an aquifer faster than it refills. Now, compare that to a lot of our modern methods, which are super energy intensive and can deplete our precious groundwater resources at a terrifying rate. And this isn't just ancient history. Thousands of these qanats are still working today, some of them almost 3,000 years after they were first dug. Their resilience and their sustainability are just solid proof that sometimes the most elegant solution is the one that works in harmony with nature, not against it. And that really brings us to the final takeaway. In an age of climate change and growing water scarcity, this ancient system forces us to ask a really critical question. As we search for all these high-tech solutions, what have we forgotten from the low-tech, sustainable wisdom of our past?